Alright, right now we're looking at the Unit 2 study guide. First we're going to determine their functions and use a box to explain why or not. So right here, if you look at the first one, you see that you got 1, 7, 3, -1. None of those x values repeat. So since none of those x values repeat, yes, it is a function, and no x values repeat. So right here, you can say that it's a function and a relation. Here you can tell I've already drew some lines here. It's passing the vertical line test. It never hits it more than once. So that means x does not repeat. And if you wanted to, you could write ordered pairs here to just show that x's aren't repeating. And then pass the vertical line test, so and the x values do not repeat. Alright, here on the second one, it's the sequence. A sequence is always a function because your x values are always going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, however many y values you have, so the x values will never repeat, so the sequence is always a function. Miss Conway helps all of her students in math class, not a function, because Miss Conway repeats. Because you got Miss Conway and then each one of her students, so it's repeating for Miss Conway. Number 5 is not a function, because if you notice that 1 is an x value and it repeats. The next one's not a function because dogs, cats, and people all repeat. You can see the multiple lines coming from them. Then next one, we're using our slope formula to find the slope. So I'll plug in -5 because it's y sub 2. So y sub 2 is my -5 here. Alright. And then I have to say minus a -1, which is my y sub 1. Alright, and then that becomes a positive. -5 plus 1 is -4. And then I got 8 minus 7, x sub 2 minus x sub 1, so 8 minus 7 is 1. So there's my slope. My next problem here is doing the same thing. I take my y sub 2 minus my y sub 1, so that's -4 minus -1, which is -4 plus 1, which is -3. Alright, and then I got 6, which is my x sub 2 minus my x sub 1. 6 minus 0 is 6, so I simplify that to get -1 over 2. Now we're going to look at find it from equation. So my m right here is -2, which is my slope, and my y-intercept is 9, or my b, or I could also write it as 0, 9. Number 10, my m is 1 over 6, and my y-intercept is 10, or 0, 10. Alright, next we're going to turn the standard form into slope-intercept form. So right here, just do it right up here. I got 3x plus y equals 2. Subtract 3x from both sides. I get y equals -3x plus 2. My slope is -3. Y-intercept is 2. Alright, number 12. I have -9x plus 3y equals 6. So I say plus 9x plus 9x. 3y equals 9x plus 6. Divide by 3. Now you can do this underneath both or underneath each one. Y equals 3x plus 2. So I got my slope is 3, my m, and my b or y-intercept is 2. Next one, I'm going to graph this. So I start at my y-intercept of 3. Alright, and then I go up 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. I can keep going here. And then I list my ordered pairs and I can plug these in. So, for example, y equals 2 times -2 minus 3. 2 times -2 is -4. Minus 3 is -7. So, or excuse me, plus 3. Excuse me. So, -4 plus 3 gives me a -1, so I got -2, -1, and you notice that point is right here. And you could do it all the way down. Then I just list my x values for my domain in interval notation, and I list my y values for my range in interval notation. Do the same thing for number 18. Start at 1. It's a negative graph, go up 2 over 3, down 2 over 3. So I have a negative graph here, going down from left to right, going downhill. And then I list my x values, plug them in just like I did before. Notice I use -6, -3, 0, 3, and 6. The reason I do that is because when you plug this in here, so I plug in my -6 here, +1, I can cancel out and get -2 times -2, which is 4, plus 1 is 5. So right here, I have for my -6, I get 5, and you can't see it on this thing, but if I go up 2 over here, then I will be at 5. And then I just list all my x values for my domain, all my y values for my range. Alright, number 19, you're doing the same thing. You start at -2, go up 5 over 1. Alright, down 5 over 1, make your line. Again, this is a negative sloping graph that's going down. Plug my values in for x to get my y values, just like I showed you earlier. My domain here is going to be all my x values, and my range is going to be all my y values. Alright, number 20, Sarah wants to buy $400 worth of shoes. Alright, she is interested in buying Toms. You know, designs and colors of each pair of Toms is $50. And she already has $100 in the bank. So write an equation, y equals -50x plus 100. It's -50 because she's spending money on the Toms. Alright. Now, and she has plus 100. Alright, so x represents the number of pairs of shoes. Alright, let me change this right quick. Y equals 50x plus 100. And we're going to do this because what we're going to think of it like, and there should be more to this word problem, we're going to think of it like she's trying to save money. So how many months is it going to take her to save the money in order to have enough money to buy the shoes? So X is the number of pairs of shoes, and then Y represents the amount of money she saved. Y-intercept is $100. The slope is $50 every month, and it'll take her 6 months. So 0 to 6, start at 6. So I plug that back in. I plug 400 in for Y equals 50 plus 100 minus 100 minus 100 gives me 300 equals 50x. Divided by 50 gives me 6, so x equals 6 here, so I can plug that in. So it takes her 6 months to have enough money. And then we know that our range here is going to be from 100 to 400. Because start at 0 months making having $100, and then after 6 months we'll have $400. You could have thought of it as negative values as far as spending money. She runs out of money, but either way, the word problem needed more in-depth detail. Alright, good luck on your test.